In the fierce struggle for a rare treasure within the ancient underground palace, Shi Hao suddenly unleashed a supreme divine technique. Liu Da Luan Hui Gatin Gong 6 paths reincarnation of the ancient heavenly palace. 6 radiant beams tore through the void, shattering the laws of time itself and causing the heavens and earth to tremble. Yu Yuk Gong Zhu and Zhuan Kei were both astonished by the sudden eruption of power from Shi Hao. The ancient runes formed by the 6 rays of light carried a world-shattering, heaven-piercing might. Meanwhile, Feng Xing Tian, confident in his fleshly body tempered since youth with spiritual elixirs, believed himself nearly indestructible. Yet, upon clashing with Shi Hao, even he felt a sharp pain as his arm was violently shaken. He could hardly believe that an unknown figure like Shi Hao could withstand his peerless Haiyan Mo Quan Dark Demon Fist. The collision of their powers sent tremors rippling across the darkened region. Finding himself at a disadvantage, Feng Xing Tian quickly retreated deeper into the ancient underground palace. Without hesitation, Shi Hao and the others gave chase, determined not to allow him a moment's respite. Within the depths of the palace, they stumbled upon a small, independent world brimming with vitality and overflowing with spiritual energy. At its center stood an ancient tree of emerald jade, exuding a millennia-old aura. Nearby, they found a primordial pool constructed from diamond-like rock. Though partially ruined, it still radiated an extraordinary immortal essence. A faint glow shimmered from within, compelling all who gazed upon it to remain vigilant. Upon closer inspection, they discovered a butterfly-shaped object, roughly 3 feet in size, nestled within a bed of Hundun NDSB chaotic wood silk. Though its form had withered with time, it still emitted a 5-colored immortal radiance. All of them instantly realized what it was, the decayed remains of an ancient being that had once attained longevity in the primordial era. It had stepped into the immortal realm, and even after death spanning tens of thousands of years, it still retained the aura of the divine. Such an existence was terrifying beyond measure, and it ignited an overwhelming greed in their hearts. Even a fragment of this fallen creature's body could be an invaluable peerless treasure. Just as they were about to act, a figure emerged from the cold, swirling mists. It was a middle-aged man, his body cast in bronze-like perfection, his eyes burning like twin suns. This was Feng Zhao, a supreme expert from the Feng Zifeng clan, revered by the world as Feng Hu. He was the hidden card the Feng clan had long since prepared, sent to observe and strike when the time was right. For 5 centuries, Feng Zhao had remained obscure and unknown, only to erupt in brilliance at a pivotal moment. He had broken through amidst a great calamity, ascending to a level of strength and prestige none could challenge within his clan. He had silently infiltrated the battle fleet of the Tin Shi Zuyuan Celestial Tome Academy, observing in secrecy all along. Now, he appeared in person with a single objective, to seize the body that harbored 3 strands of immortal essence. Feng Hu made no effort to conceal his ambitions before Shi Hao, Yu Yuk, and Zhuan Kei. He intended to use their bodies as vessels to forge a powerhouse for the Feng Zi. Though filled with fury, Shi Hao was acutely aware that he lacked the strength to face such a terrifying foe. All he could do was resist in hopeless defiance, knowing the odds were stacked against him. Yu Yuk and Zhuan Kei felt a chilling dread. Though both were peerless geniuses of their generation, before such a transcendent existence, they were no more than lambs before the slaughter. At that moment, Shi Hao, who had remained silent all along, finally responded. When Feng Zhao turned his gaze toward him and announced his intent to reforge Shi Hao's body, a surge of wrath erupted from within him. Shi Hao began to prepare all his trump cards, the one linked in myriad spirits diagram, the Lady DW's Gia Thunder Emperor's armor, anything that could shield him. He knew all too well that without resistance, his soul would be scattered, his body destroyed. Feng Zhao, unfazed, continued to mock and threaten, declaring that reshaping Shi Hao's body would be a great gift to the Feng Zi. His eyes were icy and emotionless, treating others' lives as mere playthings. Shi Hao roared with fury, calling him despicable and contemptible, but Feng Zhao only let out a cold laugh, amused by the prey's final defiance before being devoured. Yu Yuk and Zhuan Kei were stricken with fear, certain that they too would soon become victims. Everyone knew Feng Hu never released a target once marked. They had all heard the terrifying tales, bodies infused with immortality being usurped, sinister inheritances from the ancient dark era resurfacing through Feng Hu's very presence. Feng Zhao looked over Shi Hao, Zhuan Kei, and Yu Yuk as if assessing merchandise. He felt no rush, for he was certain none of them could escape his grasp. The episode ends with an atmosphere heavy with suffocating tension, as Feng Zhao prepares to strike. The entire realm stands still, on the verge of an unequal and devastating battle.